Why go solar? Solar is better than ever. Our revolutionary design and inverter equipment with the latest in solar panel technology for the ultimate in-home and business security. That's right, I said security. Grid security and security of your home are linked. Fortify your future today with a battery backup system. No maintenance, quiet running. Did you know in Manitoba, grid-connected, off-grid, and battery backup systems are 100% write-off in the year you purchase for any company or farm? Do you want to back up your internet, keep your tills running, and the lights on? We can install a system that is right for you, with battery backup fully capable of taking on all those essential loads and keeping you running. When you call our experts at Evolve Green, ask about getting your free energy audit today. Call or email today to find out what system works best for you. 1-866-5EVOLVE or support@evolvegreen.ca. Also, be sure to check out our website at www.evolvegreen.ca.
You're not alone. If you need someone to talk to today, please contact Crisis Services Canada by either calling them at 1-833-456-4566 all hours of the day, or you can text them at 45645 at 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Time. Remember, you're not alone, and Crisis Services Canada is here to help. Good morning and welcome to this edition of Coffee with Graeme on ASTV Productions. I'm your host, Graeme Forsyth. Today's episode is brought to you by Pure Annetta, Fabricland Winkler, and Evolve Green. My apologies for not bringing you guys an episode on Tuesday. I was feeling under the weather. I wasn't having the greatest feeling in my stomach, was having stomach pains, but I'm feeling 10 times better now. I'm hyped. I'm psyched, and I'm fired up for today's edition of the show. It's going to be a good one. Now, my plan at first was to implement what we would do on our Tuesday episodes into this episode along with what we usually do on our Thursday episodes, but I was unable to get any of the content that I wanted to have our Thursday coverage included in this Thursday episode. So what we're going to do is we're just going to give you a Tuesday-based episode on Thursday, if that makes sense. But yeah, the three guests joining me today, it's going to be a lot of fun for you guys to hear their stories, just the stuff that they talk about in this episode. And the first guest in today's episode is Robin Ulrich, head coach of the Saskatoon Stars in the Saskatchewan Female U18 AAA Hockey League. She is one of 4 coaches from Saskatchewan that was selected to be a part of Hockey Canada's Women Master Coach Development Program. In today's edition of the show, in this interview with Robin, I had a chance to ask her about the program. I also had a chance to ask her about the benefits that it has to do with just advancing the female game here in Canada in terms of the coaching side of things. So it's going to be a fun one. Can't wait for you guys to see this first interview with Robin Ulrich, head coach of the Saskatoon Stars, on this edition of Coffee with Graeme on ASTV Productions. Joining me first on this edition of Coffee with Graeme is Robin Ulrich, head coach of the Saskatoon Stars in the Saskatchewan Female U18 AAA Hockey League. She joins me to talk about a coaching program that she got selected to, one of four coaches from Saskatchewan getting selected to this program called the Hockey Canada's Women Master Coach Development Program. Robin, first off, how are you doing on this Tuesday evening, the night we're doing this recording of this interview? How have things been in your hometown?
Things are going pretty good. Can't complain. It was pretty wicked hot today, so just trying to stay cool.
Yeah, and you gotta love that. Gotta love that mentality of trying to stay cool now at this time of the year. Of course, summer is upon us now. I guess we can say that with ease that it's finally here. Where we won't be seeing many cold days coming up here. It seems like, but yeah, let's get into just the women's master coach development program. Just one of four coaches from Saskatchewan getting selected to join this program. When did you exactly find out that you would be joining this development program?
So actually, it's something that's been in the works for myself for over a year, and then for the other three women who are a part of it, Dina, Colleen, and Brenda, they've been a part of it for 2 years. So last spring, I was approached for the opportunity by Blaine Stork, who's one of the head of coach development for Sask Hockey, and asked if I'd be interested in joining. So maybe didn't 100% know all the work that was involved once I got into it, but obviously the opportunity to work in developing female hockey and female coaches, I thought was an excellent opportunity and something to get involved with, and something I'm really passionate about. So so started last spring, and mostly the first kind of 4 or 5 months was just getting certification in terms of the ability to teach coaching clinics and things like that.
That's great. And just looking at your history, of course, now you're currently coaching the AAA Saskatoon Stars, Team Saskatchewan U18, and you've also been deeply involved in evaluation processes with the Sask First program. So just adding this to your resume, being able to do this, just how do you think this is going to further your development as a coach and to just bettering yourself as a coach?
I think one of the big things about being a successful coach is just being a continuous learner. So it's a fantastic opportunity to get to meet with a lot of different coaches from all over the province and new coaches, and always people with new ideas, experiences. So I think it's something that's going to be beneficial both ways. Gives me a chance to work and maybe mentor some new coaches, but also to learn some new things and new ways that they're doing with their athletes and their teams. So and just having that mentorship role and taking on a bit bigger of a responsibility that way also just always helps you grow as a person.
Yeah, and you're going to be having a chance to work with three other coaches, of course, Colleen Sistorix, Brenda Cromarty, and Dina. I apologize if I say this last name wrong, but Jelinas. Just getting to work with coaches like this, how excited are you to be able to work with these three coaches?
Yeah, it's really cool. I've known Dina since I was about, I think in grade 8. I went to a hockey school in Notre Dame, and she was one of the coaches there. Had been playing university hockey, so I've known her along. She coached me growing up. We've had the opportunity to work a little bit together, so I think that's really exciting for me to get to work with Dina, because she's someone that I've always really admired. And then obviously Colleen was somebody that always looked up to as a player, being from Saskatchewan, playing with a national program. So I had the chance to work with her at a hockey camp a few years ago. We've known each other since then. And so, again, just a fantastic opportunity to work with somebody with Colleen, who's had the type of experiences and career that she has. And Brenda, I didn't know before this, but I know that she's done a ton in terms of coach development and hockey development in more the northern part of the province. So really excited to get to work with Brenda as well.
Yeah, and just that opportunity to connect with all these different coaches, not just from Saskatchewan, just how huge is that going to be in terms of just getting the word out about female hockey here in Canada to further growing the game here?
Yeah, I think it's important as well. I think for our players and our young girls coming up through through the programs across the country that there's a way to stay involved in the game once your playing career is done or your competitive playing career is done. While you can still play rec hockey, there's other ways to stay involved in the game, and this is one way, is to give back through coaching. I know it's something that's been very rewarding for me. So yeah.
And just looking at this program, just looking at the news release put out by the Saskatchewan Hockey Association website, just saying that this program strives to introduce more hockey coaching programs led by women in Canada for women in Canada. Just speak about the benefits you find a program like this is going to have. Of course, the connections are there, but just the other parts of the benefits that this program will bring.
Yeah, obviously one of our big initiatives is to grow the number of female coaches, and that's not just female coaches for the female game, but just female coaches in general, whether on the boys or co-ed and the girls side. Um, SHA has a new mandate coming in this upcoming hockey season, which every female team is required to have a female coach, assistant coach. So we're really tasked with the responsibility of trying to grow, recruit, mentor, retain female coaches throughout the province. And I think it's we're kind of in the middle of a lot of the different pieces we're trying to put together, and some of the different ways we're going to try and grow the coaching numbers. But I think the opportunity to do a lot of female only things is really really important, and it's going to be something that I think is going to be really helpful with that. This past year, we ran a few female-only coaching clinics, which were really successful. It was great because we're able to bring people together from across the province because they were all virtual because of COVID, which I think is one good thing that's maybe come out of all of this, is our ability to do that. So we're able to bring people in from across the province to do those, and I think it's something that, being a female, sometimes going into those coaching clinics and you're the only one in there, it can be a very intimidating thing, even for someone like myself, who I would feel fairly confident doing the on ice portion and confident in my hockey ability. It's an intimidating place, so I can only imagine what that might be for somebody who isn't as confident in that. So I mean, it just creates an environment that's a little more safe and probably a little more welcoming than perhaps a different style of clinic might be for them. So I think
Yeah,
it's
for
something
sure.
that's going to be really big for coach development and female development.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome to see, and a program like this is going to be, like you said, so beneficial for just furthering the development of getting more coaches in female hockey. And to your point about just the one upside about COVID, us getting to connect virtually, it's made my job a lot easier. I
Yeah.
just sit in my basement and connect with people like you,
Yeah.
which is great. But just diving into the opportunities, the training that's going to be given, and the development opportunities in this program, the NCCP core and content specific training as both an evaluation and facilitator is going to be one of those things. Can you dive into or explain to us what exactly those things are?
Yeah, for sure. So, like I spoke to, that's a large amount of the training we were doing last spring is essentially being trained to deliver deliver coaching clinics at the various levels. And so there's still some more work that we need to do in to gaining the ability to teach all the different levels. But for sure, we have the ability to teach the intro levels and some of the introductory courses in terms of goaltending, checking those things. So doing the coaching clinics, then we also receive training in coach evaluation. So going out and doing the evaluation, because with the higher development one and up, I believe, for the coaching levels, you require practice and a game evaluation. So we're now trained to be able to go out and do that. So the idea being that hopefully we'll go out and do a lot of those evaluations for the female coaches or for male coaches. And then the third piece of it, the facilitator training, would then be that I am trained, once I'm completed that piece, I am now trained to teach other coaches to deliver the coaching clinic. So really, at the end of the day, we kind of fill those three roles of coaching clinic, coaching evaluation, and then facilitator.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. And just
Mhm.
another thing that I think is awesome is the keeping girls in sport training. I don't know the specifics of it, but sounds awesome because we do want to keep girls in sports. How excited are you to get the opportunity to go into that program and get the opportunity to learn about how to keep girls in the sport?
Yeah, so I've actually completed that piece already.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and so I mean, a lot of it is um, stuff that we maybe know, but ways that we can probably work to prevent that. So I know, it's fairly well known that there's large dropout in females in sport after the age of 12, and the reasons why they drop out. So as part of our coach developer piece as well is how can we help train, help educate our coaches as to why players are dropping out, and are there things that we perhaps are doing as a coach that is leading to that. So just trying to counteract that dropout rate for the most part, because we know all the positive benefits of physical activity and being part of a team for young athletes.
Yeah, no doubt, and that's crazy, just that age number. I had no idea, and yeah, hopefully we can get that raised up for sure, somewhere into the high numbers in the tens for sure. Just talking about the respect and sport part of the program, just how important do you feel like not only this aspect in this program is, but just respect and sport programs are in just any types of programs?
Yeah, I think obviously respect in sport is a big piece of training and certification requirement for coaching any sport at any level. And as well, I know within the education system, you need respect in sport to do any type of extracurricular activity. So I think it's just a good reminder in terms of how we're to be behaving and treating these young people, and really the idea that old school coaching is not something that's really acceptable anymore, or it's not acceptable anymore, and that we need to move on and learn to treat our athletes with a lot greater level of respect.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think that just goes into just, yeah, respect in sport for sure. If the player isn't happy, if they don't feel respected, you're not going to have a team. It's just as simple as that. But just moving into the NCCP ethical decisions evaluation training, it said that you guys are invited to attend 3 regional professional development training sessions this year. Have you already been able to go through those, or is that something that you've yet to gone through?
That is something that we have yet to do. So um, we receive a schedule from our Hockey Canada coordinator, and they have it. It's really organized and really well laid out, and marks off the steps that you've done. So that's a piece that's still to come for myself, anyways.
Yeah, you're pretty excited for that one. Yeah,
Uh, sure.
sure.
I mean, it's one that probably sounds like it might be a little bit, from the name of it might sound dry, but I think it's it's an area that in any of the coaching clinics or within any of the education pieces that I've done before, it's always something that's always really great for discussion and getting different perspectives and different views, because it brings in a lot of gray area. And there maybe isn't 100% right decision sometimes, or sometimes there is, but it's a really tough one to make. So um, I always think the conversation pieces around the different scenarios are really interesting in there, and getting different perspectives from different people is always exciting. So yeah.
So, just one more question before I move on to just something that was put out by the SHA, which is the Saskatchewan Hockey Association. So, how long is this program going to be lasting? How long do you need to go through this process of completing everything? Is it going to take more than a year, or is it going to take a little less than that? What exactly will the time frame be for you to complete the program?
Yeah, so I believe the time frame ish for me to complete will be 2 years. We were scheduled to potentially go to Halifax in, well, it's supposed to be this spring, along with the women's world. Um, excuse me, but that obviously didn't come to fruition. So I don't know if there'll be any adjustment in terms of what's going on in August, although I would guess probably not, because I think they're playing in a bubble. But yeah, we have some more sessions throughout the summer and some more training um, to finish up. And I think the goal is to be done within 2 years. And then from there, you're fully trained and then working to create more master coaches, female master coaches within our province and just continue to grow that branch.
Moving into what I was about to get to before, just the next thing I want to get into is the introduction of the SHA's new female coach policy that states every female team registered for the 2021-2022 season require a registered female coach on the team. So just that's a great step already, just looking at what the Saskatchewan Hockey Association is doing for female teams. Just how huge is this? Could you put it into words how huge this is going to be for all female teams, not only in your league but in other leagues too?
Yeah, I think it's something that's extremely important for a few reasons. First of all, uh, it's really important for our young players and our young female athletes to be able to see women in these positions. Um, for a few reasons. One, having that role model and seeing someone who's holding that coaching position, holding a leadership position. Um, they may have played at an elite level, they may have not, but I think it's always important that if you can see it, you can be it. Which is kind of the phrase that's going around with the women's movement in hockey right now. So I think that piece is huge. And then as well, from my experience and many people that I've spoken with, there's just a different level of connection between the female athletes and a female coach versus what they might get with a male coach. So I think having the ability to have somebody that they can see and is like them and has been like them, it just gives those athletes another level to connect. And that's hopefully something that we'll be able to keep kids playing. And that's really what we're looking for, is to keep kids in sport.
Welcome back to Coffee with Graeme on ASTV Productions. Now we go into a segment that we haven't done in a while. I'm happy to do it once again. It's University Commits. I'm here with two players that committed to the same university, to Johnson and Wales University for the 2021-2022 season to play university hockey. It's team captain of Pilot-Mound Hockey Academy female U18 prep, Harmony Chicoose, and their goaltender, second-year goaltender, senior as well, having Moneyas. And both of these players, of course, committing to the same university. It's going to be awesome to see what they're going to be able to do together throughout their university careers. But both of you guys, I mean, Harmony, you're back in Pilot-Mound for graduation, which is very exciting. How are you guys feeling about the process leading up to grad this year? How are you guys doing?
At first I was kind of nervous, but then slowly the restrictions started getting tighter in the province. So our graduation really at like one point was up in the air whether or not we were going to have like a ceremony or anything. So we found out a few days ago, I think, that we're actually allowed to have a ceremony in our gym. So that's really good, because I feel like after 4 years here and everything, not having a graduation would have really sucked. So I'm glad we get to have some sort of celebration.
Honestly, I just want to graduate and go to university and play hockey already. So
Yeah, for sure. It seems like you guys are through with Pilot-Mound Hockey Academy, and you guys are ready to go get your university life started, your university hockey career started, which is awesome. So just first off, why did you guys decide to commit to Johnson Wales? Like, what was the decision leading up to that for you two?
first, sure. For me, it was my coach. She's been looking at me for a while, and because it's small school, and I can get a lot of help one-on-one with the teachers.
And then for me, it was same things. The instant connection I felt with Kat when we had our first phone call. It was just like she was so easy to talk to, and she provided me with so much information that like I didn't even really feel the need to ask questions because all the questions I did have prior to phoning her were answered like in the one phone call. So it was pretty awesome. And then she was very consistent with making sure I knew what was going on within the school and like had all of the opportunities and everything that I was looking for. So it was just like an instant connection I felt towards Johnson and Wales, which was kind of crazy to me. I didn't think I could feel that way towards a university. So it was kind of crazy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And once you find something you love, it's easy to commit to it, right? And it's going to be awesome for you guys to get that opportunity to thrive and succeed. Hopefully in that new environment you'll be in Johnson and Wales University. Just talking about Kat Hanna, head coach of the team that you guys have been able to talk to, just she's successful, had a successful history with Lindenwood, had a chance to win a national championship with them, and also won ACHA Coach of the Year back in 2015-16. Just how excited are you two to be able to learn and grow from a coach that's had so much success and knows the game so well?
Well, personally, I'm really excited because she's going to be probably one of the only female coaches I've had throughout my hockey career. So that's really exciting because I've only really been coached by males. Plus with all her success and everything and just like the amazing person she is, I'm just super excited to like play under her. So I'm excited. I haven't actually met her, just like based off of the phone calls and the text messages and the Zoom calls that we've had type thing. Like she just seems really awesome. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited for those reasons too.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And just diving into that, just with her being a female coach, just how do you think that dynamic is going to be rather than if you had a male head coach coaching you?
Well, I think it'll. I'm not sure. I feel like it'll be better almost because she'll be able to relate to us more personally than a male coach would be able to. Like she's been through it all and everything, so I feel like she'll be able to understand how we're feeling emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever, and it'll hopefully help us in the future like grow and develop and everything. So I feel like that aspect is going to be a positive of having her on the bench with us.
Yes.
Just diving in now to just the school side of things. What are you guys going to be taking during your time at Johnson and Wales?
I'm not 100% sure. I did not get my schedule yet, but I'm going to go into criminology.
And I'll be studying exercise and sports science.
That's great. What interested you guys the most about taking that path down, just in terms of doing those things like criminology and what you're doing as well, Harmony, and to just doing that in the school side of things?
Well, personally for me, sports and everything has really been like a huge thing in my life, and I want to be an athletic trainer when I'm obviously like done school and everything. So with that career, I'll be able to like keep sports in my life because it's always been a big part of it. So I've always wanted to do something sports related, whether that's like a coach or an athletic trainer or like some sort of therapist. I'm also kind of looking into possibly being a sports psychologist. So we're gonna see how that one goes, but somewhere in the sports field because it's just a huge part of my life, and I would hate to see that part go. So
Yeah, for sure.
For me, I want to do something with law enforcement, just because all the big issues going around the world, like discrimination against like colored people. I want to help change that dynamic.
Yeah, and it's going to be awesome for you, Harmony, to stay in a path in sports because let me tell you, it's a fun industry to be in, whatever industry you're in sports. And yeah, for you, having just doing some great things to change things. Hopefully, do your part to help out in terms of the stuff you talked about. Just talking about the move away from home. Of course, you guys are moving away to Providence, Rhode Island. Just you guys have had a chance to move away from home for you, having for the past 2 seasons, for you, Harmony, for the past 4 seasons. How do you feel like the move away from home that you guys took to go to Pilot-Mound Hockey Academy is going to help benefit you guys moving away to Providence, Rhode Island?
I feel like it'll make it way easier because we've already kind of been through the whole process of, saying our goodbyes and having to adjust to new environments and everything, and having to put ourselves out there and meet new people because we're not from the same country for starters. So like we're gonna really have to do our best to like make friendships and everything and connect with other people. But I feel like moving away for the past 2 seasons for her and then 4 for me has helped us with that, so we'll know how to do it and everything. And I think we'll be okay. Plus we'll have each other, so
Yeah, that's great. And just being able to have each other to lean on, coming in as freshmen, just how huge is that going to be to have someone like Heaven by your side and for you having to have Harmony by your side?
I think I'm excited. Evan and I have become really close this past season, and when we were talking to the same school, and we at the time we weren't committed yet, but we were like still on the fence about it. And I was just like, I remember us talking, and I was like, if we go to the same school, like it's gonna be so much fun having her with me and everything, and like having someone there who feels like home and everything is just gonna be so much better. Plus, we'll be playing hockey, which is
Yeah,
bonus.
yeah, no doubt. Yeah. And for you, Heaven, how huge is that going to be for you?
Pretty huge. She's my favorite defenseman, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be good. Have your favorite defenseman back to, protect the puck, get that out of the zone for you. And when you guys start hockey at Johnson and Wales, are you guys going to be rooming together?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome that you guys are going to have an opportunity to do that. Just in terms of going outside of hockey, what are you guys most excited to experience during the time you guys are playing at Johnson and Wells, just exploring Providence, stuff like that?
I'm most looking forward to the beach.
Me too. I'm excited for the opportunity to like explore different states around it, like New York and Boston and everything, because they're just like 3-hour drive or something like that away from Rhode Island. And I mean, New York's a pretty big city, so I'm excited to go and check around with her and everything. So, and the beach, the campus, honestly, everything. It's just, I'm so excited.
Yeah, no doubt. You guys got the beach. You got some nice cities to go to, which is just a short drive away. That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be great. Just talking about playing in the CSSHL, how it's helped benefit you guys in terms of just growing, in terms of development as players up until this point. How it benefited you?
Well, for me, the amount of games we play in a season is like incredible. We play so much, and we get to travel throughout Canada. So we go to like BC and Alberta. I haven't been to Saskatchewan, and then like Manitoba and everything. So, but just being able to travel with your teammates and play other elite hockey players just grows you as a person and a player without you even noticing. But I've noticed like when I go back home and play with like some just like rec tourneys or whatever, like it's just like the skill level and everything is just it's different, and it's better.
Yeah, there's a lot of the one-on-ones, so a lot of practicing, and my goalie coach comes out once a week, so I get a lot of one-on-ones with him too.
That's great. And just in terms of what type of players you guys are now, starting off with you having just throughout these 2 seasons, what parts of your game have you felt have taken the biggest jump in terms of you as a goaltender?
Probably my speed and tracking the puck.
Yeah, you feel like the more reps you were getting in there really benefited you. You just seen more game time out there as the season went along, just in 2019, 2020, and the game action you got this year as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. And just for you, Heaven, just throughout these 4 seasons, you've had a chance to be able to go to a final. You guys ended up losing that one to the Pursuit of Excellence, but just you had a good 4 years to be able to get familiarized with the program, get yourself comfortable, and really be able to develop. Which parts of your game did you feel in those 4 seasons really jumped out near the end?
Personally, I think my offensive game definitely took a big jump. I used to be a very like at-home defenseman, and I was very defensive-minded, and I wouldn't really, you know, rush the puck or like take the opportunity to shoot the puck. I was always more about like, you know, making the good first play and everything. But my time here and playing in the CSSHL, I've grown my offensive game to the point where like I think it was my second season where I had probably the most points I've had like ever in my life. So it was just like incredible, and I knew that if I stayed back home, I probably wouldn't have been pushed out of my comfort zone to do that. So I'm glad I got the opportunity to do that here.
Just in terms of growing in terms of the maturity aspect of things throughout these seasons with Pilot-Mound, I mean, being on your own, just how would you say being able to just grow with the teammates that you guys were able to grow with just helped you guys speed up the maturity process, I guess, and becoming more mature individuals?
Well, I definitely think moving away and having to live with like 17 other girls is like, if you think about it, it's kind of crazy. Like you just have all these girls living in one building, and you're all not living at home, so you're all adapting together. So having someone who's in the same boat as you makes it easier. But in terms of like maturing, you know, you have to be able to like do your own laundry, take care of yourself, clean your room, you know, all the things that mom and dad would do for you at home or encourage you to do, you have to do on your own. So it definitely helps speed up the process of maturing and being able to live on your own. So, but it's a good skill to have. I'm glad I was able to learn how to do all of that. And like the community helps you as well, you know, like in terms of like buying your own groceries or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's like little things like that. But
Yeah. And for you having, yeah.
Yeah, he pretty much covered everything. So
Yeah, I mean, just learning to do things like doing your laundry. I mean, that's actually just something that I started doing on my own this year. So the fact that you guys got to have the chance to do that earlier is definitely a good life skill to have, because mom and dad, like you said, aren't always going to be there. But just how have you felt that Pilot-Mound Hockey Academy for you two has helped not only prepare you for hockey at the next level, as we already talked about, but just more diving into just the school aspect of things and just the things like that?
Well, we kind of run on a similar schedule to what like college teams do. So like we go to school till like 2:20, depending on what your class schedule is like, and then we go to the rink and, you know, have our on ice and off ice sessions and everything. And so it's kind of similar to what you would be doing at the college level. So I feel like having that and doing that for 2 and 4 years is going to benefit us, because we're going to know how to balance both hockey and school, especially with like road trips and everything. It was always a big thing that, you know, we had to have our homework done and we had designated study times and everything. Like school, although you come here to play hockey, school is definitely still a big part of it, and they prioritize that because, I mean, school is important. So can't just go play hockey. So I feel like that definitely set us up for success for in the future. So I think we'll be able to manage that well.
And for you, Heaven, is it about the same things as Harmony said?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna move in now into just the team that you guys are joining, the Johnson and Wales Wildcats. This team back in 2019-2020. These were the latest stats that I could find from the team from the school. They went 11-11-4, a conference record of 8-5-3, home record of 7-5-1, away record of 4-6-3. Had 64 goals, so 2.46 goals per game, 25 shots per game, and only 4 seniors on that squad. It seems like this program has been building up to this point where they're getting more competitive. They're getting better. Just how excited are you guys to be able to join a program that is kind of, I guess, been improving year in and year out?
I'll let you answer them first.
Very excited. I can't wait to do my part in the team and help it grow.
Personally, for me, just seeing that each year, you know, they improve and everything, I'm excited to come onto the team and, like Kevin said, help the team improve again, and hopefully create more publicity for the school and, get opportunities out there, let it be known and everything. So I'm excited because personally for me, it's not always about the winning and the losing, but I think going into college now, I want to be able to not only be successful individually, but with my team because, there's no I in team. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for everything, to keep climbing the mountain and everything. And I feel like next year we're going to be successful. So.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you are right. It is a fact. There is no I in team. So there you go, right? And yeah, you guys are gonna have a chance to play with, some experienced players on this team, of course. Like there were only 4 seniors on that squad back in 2019, 2020. So I assume most of the team will be intact. Just how excited are you guys to be able to learn from the experienced players on this team and just the players that were there for 1 year that are going into their second year of playing?
Okay. Well, I'm excited because, they're going to know the ropes and they've had a couple of years under their belt. And I feel like it's going to help us freshmen because, it's going to still be somewhat new to us, even if we have been playing hockey. So I feel like their knowledge and everything will be able to help us, which will only make us as a team better because we're going to have great leaders on our team. And the second and third or fourth year players that are on the team I know they're going to help us. So I feel like once we're all just connected and everything, once we have a few games under our belt, we'll be able to just smooth sailing from there.
In terms of what you guys are going to be able to bring to this team, of course, having you said that you've been able to improve your speed throughout the 2 seasons. And for you, Harmony, you said your offensive game has really taken a big step. Just are those the things you think are going to be the biggest factors of what you guys are going to bring to the team? Or is it going to be some other things you think?
Well, I had a brief conversation with Kat about kind of my role because that was one of the questions I had when we first called each other, was what my role was going to be on the team and everything. And so obviously as a freshman with a bunch of other freshmen, ice time it's always earned. It's not just given. You have to do your part and earn it. And so I think my biggest thing that I'll be able to bring would be my physical aspect and my leadership abilities, as well as, being able to make the good first pass out of our zone and everything, and which will be really good for power play, penalty kill, and stuff like that. So I think that's probably going to be one of my bigger roles.
My role on the team will probably be to push the other goalies to see who gets that number 1 spot.
Yeah. You're excited for that challenge of seeing if you can get that number 1 spot? Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm pretty good, but we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Just for you two, just getting that opportunity to prove yourselves as freshmen. Just how excited are you to come in for you having just and of course you, Harmony, to be able to fight for your ice time and be able to prove that you could be a good asset to this team come year 1.
Pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for everyone to see what I can do.
Yeah, same. I'm really excited. I like a challenge and I like pushing myself. So having that and knowing that, my ice time can be taken away at any moment will always keep me on my feet and keep me working hard and everything. And it will be a good motivator. So.
Do you feel like this year, with just all the things that happened with COVID-19 taking away the season from you guys, is really open your eyes to just knowing that you can't take anything for granted?
Yes, for sure. I never really realized how much hockey and everything you play and everything in a season until you only get to play 5 games and practice on and off, depending on the restrictions and everything's just always up in the air and you never know if it's a solid yes or no answer. It just really opens your eyes to take every opportunity you have and make the best of it because it can literally just be taken away from you in the blink of an eye.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. And just for you guys, just being able to have a longer off season than usual. I know that all the players that I've talked to have been treating this time of not being able to play games and stuff like an extended off season. What have been the things that you two have been working on the most throughout the time since the last time you guys played a game? with Pilot-Mound all the way up until this point?
Running. We do a lot of running.
Yeah.
It's a small town, so you run, and our rinks and everything have been closed, and so like our gyms aren't necessarily open either. So we can't necessarily do a lot of strength training with like weights and everything. So it's just a lot of outdoor stuff like running. Just a lot of running.
running, stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. It's good to get that cardio in. Are you guys planning on really focusing on more of the strength side of things moving forward here in your off season?
Yeah, definitely. Now that we've got the running out of the way for most of the part, I think it's a good idea to focus more on like the strength training and everything, because that'll also be a big part of next year, playing with older girls and everything. Don't want to be tossed around out there.
Yeah, for sure. So for you guys, what do you feel is the biggest thing that you guys need to take in terms of the biggest step in your game to being that successful, reliable player at that university level?
Personally, for me, I think I need to work more on my agility and everything, and speed and quickness, because I'm pretty good with my hands and everything. So, and like I got the hockey IQ. It's just I got to get a bit quicker. So I feel like working on that will help my game next season as well. So
yeah. For me, it's playing the puck more. So when the puck goes behind the net, I have to stop it and play it. I think that is going to help me a lot next year. I have to work on that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and once you work on that, you're going to be like that extra player on the ice, that extra advantage of being able to play the puck and help out your teammates like Harmy and the other defensemen in the zone, and just the whole team as well, which is going to be great. And yeah, just last question before I let you guys go, just the opportunity to play university hockey, I'm sure a dream come true for you both. Just what are going to be the things that you guys are looking to take away from that first year and just throughout your whole career playing university hockey at Johnson and Wales?
Pretty much just the experience.
Yeah, the experience, and I really want to see how much I develop as a player playing at the college level and everything, from like my first year to my last year. I just want to see the improvement in the areas of my game that got better and everything, or like developing new skills I didn't even know I could do, or something like that. Is really exciting to me to find out at the end of my whole experience there. But I'm also excited just to connect with my teammates and with my coach and classmates too, like at the school and everything. And I'm just overall really excited for the experience and the memories.
Yeah. And I'm going to ask one more question. So those things that you guys just talked about are kind of in the goals of what you guys want to accomplish in your careers. Like those would be goals that you guys are setting for yourselves already.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Welcome back to Coffee with Graeme on ASTV Productions. In today's episode, I was joined by Robin Ulrich, Harmony Chicoose, and Heaven Moneyas. I want to thank all three of them for coming on and being the guests in today's episode. I want to thank you, the viewer, for tuning in today, and I also want to thank our sponsors in Pure Annata, Fabricland Winkler, and Evolve Green for sponsoring today's show. I'll be back on Coffee with Graeme on next week's edition of the show on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time. time on our Facebook at ASTV Productions, on our website at astvproductions.com, and now we're airing episodes on Twitter at Amateur Sports TV, so if you have a Twitter account, be sure to check it out there if you want to. And one last thing before I sign off on today's episode, on Rise and Shine Manitoba, one of the other shows that I host here on the network, we're doing a $100 gift card giveaway with a lacrosse brand called Deluxe Boys. Deluxe Boys is a lacrosse brand started by 4 kids still in school here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, along with their cousin, and their goal is to simply grow the game of lacrosse through their brand. So we're going to be giving away a $100 gift card on our June 28th episode. At the end of that episode, we'll be announcing the winner live on the show. We're going to pick it at random, of course, either from a hat or using a randomizer. Who knows? We'll figure out how we're going to announce the winner when the time comes. But the way you can enter is simple. We linked all the places where you can enter down in the description of this episode, and yeah, you have a chance to enter on either Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Either of those work. It doesn't have to be all three, but pick which platform you want to enter in on. You will be able to have a chance to click on one of the links in the description of this episode, and say, for example, you click on the Facebook post, it'll take you directly to the post saying the rules on how to enter to win this $100 gift card giveaway prize. Once you complete all the steps to how to enter, you'll be entered in to win a $100 gift card from Deluxe Boys. So mark your calendars. June 28th is the day when the winner gets announced, of course, on Rise and Shine Manitoba, and yeah, it's going to be exciting to see who gets the $100 gift card giveaway prize. And that's going to do it, of course, for me today on Coffee with Graeme. I've been your host, Graeme Forsyth, signing off now. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Stay safe out there. Enjoy the beautiful weather this weekend if the weather is beautiful where you're from. And until next time, folks, until next Tuesday, I'll see you then.